many Datadog dashboards aren't as helpful as they could be. Not because people don't care, but because it's easy to drag and drop widgets without really thinking about clarity or long-term usefulness. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 common mistakes people make when creating dashboards in Datadog and how to fix them. That's actually why I built a free tool in our Dataiker app. Here's how it works. You upload one of your dashboards, and in just a few seconds it will give you a score, highlighting where you're doing well and where improvements can be made. If you'd like to try it, the link is in the description. And if you want to understand why these things matter, keep watching, because I'm about to show you the top 10 mistakes and how to avoid them. Some dashboards have too few widgets, just 1 or 2 metrics on the page. That's not enough to be useful. A good dashboard strikes a balance. Enough widgets to tell a clear story and a clear visual hierarchy to not fall into the noisy side. As you can see, this dashboard was mostly for testing, just me experimenting with a few things. But the problem is it's adding clutter. Even though I'm the only one in this account, I already have 200 dashboards to sift through. It's definitely something to keep in mind. You might even consider a cleanup rule that automatically removes dashboards with fewer than a certain number of widgets. A dashboard without labels or context is hard to interpret. Adding titles, notes, and short descriptions makes your dashboard easier to use. Not just for you, but for teammates, and especially for anyone who needs it in the middle of an incident. Here's a good example. Without a title, description, or notes, I have no idea why I even built this dashboard in the first place. Now it's basically useless, just more clutter added to the pile of dashboards. Dashboards that are tied to one specific environment or service aren't flexible. Use template variables like env, service, or cluster, so your dashboards can be reused across staging, production, and multiple services. And while that can work for one purpose, the main issue here is it's locked to a single environment or service. The better approach is to add template variables so the same dashboard can serve many situations. Here you can select things like namespace, service name, or environment. I usually recommend always including env and service at minimum, and sometimes even team tags, but env is the key one. A metrics-only dashboard can only show part of the story. Good dashboards include multiple data sources, metrics, logs, traces, RUM, events, and more. That way, when you notice a performance issue, you can quickly see related logs, recent deployments, and traces that help explain the problem. One of Datadog's biggest strengths is its ability to bring all your data together in one place. For example, with Kubernetes, you get cluster details from the Kubernetes API, plus events streaming in from other sources. That same dashboard also pulls in infrastructure data underneath the clusters, along with network information. So even though its main focus is Kubernetes, it aggregates insights from multiple sources in one view. Now imagine that same dashboard including logs, APM, infrastructure, synthetics, and RUM, giving you a full 360-degree view of everything happening in your service. Think of it this way, like a service page dashboard that pulls in backend data from APM, deployment details, dependencies, infrastructure metrics, traces, error logs, and even security insights, all available in one place. Dashboards should be starting points, not endpoints. Add links to related dashboards, logs, documentation, or even automation scripts. This helps users move from overview to deeper investigation smoothly. Here's an example. This dashboard shows plenty of information, even some notes. But if I want to dig deeper, I'm stuck. There's no documentation and no links to other dashboards to guide my next step. Now this is a great dashboard. Right from the start, it includes links to related dashboards and supporting documentation, so you can move beyond the page instead of being limited to it. As your Datadog account grows, ownership becomes important. A dashboard with no owner quickly becomes forgotten, and nobody knows if it's still accurate. Assigning owners makes it easier to keep dashboards relevant, filter them by team, and avoid duplicates. Dashboard ownership is extremely powerful. It lets me filter down from nearly 200 dashboards to just the handful my team actually uses. And setting it up is quick and simple. Click into a dashboard, open it in the app, and right at the top, you'll see the assigned team name. Colors can make dashboards instantly easier to interpret. Use green and red thresholds to show health at a glance, or anomaly detection to highlight unusual patterns. Without color coding, dashboards turn into walls of similar-looking charts where issues are hard to spot. Here's an example of a dashboard without any color. At a glance, I can't tell if values are healthy, too high, or too low. Nothing draws my attention, so I'm forced to read through every title just to understand what's going on. Now compare it with this dashboard. Right away, I can see what's off and which metrics are healthy and green. My eyes are automatically drawn to the areas that matter most. Too many chart types, inconsistent colors, and overly complex legends create clutter. Keep visuals simple and consistent. Choose chart types carefully, and only add details that actually help with interpretation. Here's an example of a cluttered dashboard. There are too many widgets, and it's hard to tell what each one is for. There's no visual hierarchy, no widget stands out, so it's tough to know where to focus first or how the sections are organized. On the opposite, this dashboard has a clearer hierarchy. Not only the widgets have different size, but they also include colors how we saw before. Dashboards are not set and forget. Services change, metrics get deprecated, and new features are added. Review dashboards regularly, especially after postmortems or new releases. This keeps dashboards accurate and useful when you need them most. You won't see this directly in the UI, but through the API, you can list all dashboards. The response includes both the created date and the last modified date, which tells you exactly when a dashboard was last updated. You could even trigger notifications to remind someone to update it. Sometimes dashboards are created for exploring a unique case, but if nobody views or uses them later on, they create clutter. Every dashboard should have a clear purpose and an audience. If possible, they should also have backlinks. If it doesn't, consider removing it. A dashboard should always serve a purpose. For example, this one was built to troubleshoot some on-premise issues with integrations, but this other one was just for testing and demoing. It no longer has a purpose and only adds to the clutter, which means it should really just be deleted altogether. Let's quickly recap the 10 common mistakes. Too few widgets. No notes or descriptions. Hard coding instead of template variables. Only one data source. No links. No owner. Poor color usage. Cluttered visuals. Not reviewing. No long-term purpose. Fixing these will make your dashboards more useful, easier to maintain, and much more effective for troubleshooting. And remember, you don't have to apply all of this manually. Just upload your dashboard to Dataiker, and it will check these rules for you automatically. The link is in the description, and it's completely free to try. That's it for this video. If you found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What's the most common dashboard mistake you've seen? Thanks for watching, and happy dashboarding.